Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good news stuff for you today. It's good to be home. I'm back in Phoenix, and let me just tell you, you get used to Seattle weather pretty quickly. I haven't been cold in a long time, and I think it got like maybe 80 while I was there maximum during the day, which is just an outright joke compared to Phoenix. It's like 108 or 115. I don't even know. As soon as I got out of the airport, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how hot it was and how much I didn't miss this particular heat. And to make it all worse, it's monsoon season as well, and it rained viciously while I was away. And now there's 40% humidity, which again isn't a lot, but when it's 108, it's quite a lot. Let me just tell you that. So let's start off today with Coinbase announcing 5 possible new assets, but makes no guarantee for trade listing. I don't even know why you would announce them if you make no guarantee, but let's go with it. So the San Francisco-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase announced that it's examining the addition of 5 new coins. So the trading platform is exploring the possibility of adding new assets to its trading lists, including Cardano, BAT, Stellar, Zcash, Ox, and additionally, Coinbase said it will negotiate with local banks and regulators to add the assets to as many jurisdictions as possible. So now that may not necessarily mean everywhere, of course. Of course, it just says many jurisdictions as possible. So that could mean that some countries that Coinbase operates in may not get these, depending on if they're considered a security or a non-security. So this could maybe include America. It might not include the United States. So again, I'm not really sure why Coinbase would announce this if they haven't guaranteed it, but again, we're just going with it, and it is nice to see that these coins could be listed, and I wouldn't be surprised if these coins are now slightly pumping in the market because of this. So in June, Coinbase announced that it's going to support Ethereum Classic on their platform, after which the ETC price surged by more than 25%. So according to Coinbase, the process of adding ETC to their exchange platform is proceeding as planned. So why not? Let's just check out CoinMarketCap, and we'll just see. So I don't know why that turned into bold letters. Maybe I searched once as bold letters. Who knows? So let's see if Stellar's pumping a little bit. Indeed it is. Cardano's pumping quite a bit as well. So let's see, what were some of the other coins there? I've already forgotten. Stellar, BAT, Cardano, Zcash. So let's check out Zcash here. And it also is pumping too. So basically all of the green ones. So I bet if we do this, we'll see most of those coins. Again, Cardano, Stellar. Let's see if we can find BAT here. I might just have to go ahead and search for it. I don't remember at what point it is, and I don't even know what I just hit there, but we got something. So BAT also up by 16%, so all of this announcement has been pumping the coins with no guarantee. Welcome to crypto. So Ethereum Classic is going to be added to Coinbase because they essentially already had the technology to add Ethereum Classic by adding Ethereum and then the hard fork that occurred. So that's not too much of a problem for them. But these other ones, they may add or they may not add, probably based on if they are considered securities by the SEC or not. So moving on, John McAfee's live appearance is canceled over concerns about his death threat. So John McAfee can't go more than a week without actually being in the news in some way with crypto news, which I suppose is a good thing. Good for him. The king of crypto is back in the news again as organizers of the self-proclaimed largest crypto event in history announced over Twitter that the cybersecurity magnate would not be delivering his live closing speech today. So according to the official BWC post, the cancellation of his live appearance is due to concerns over his and the audience's safety. So despite this cancellation, the tech tycoon does reaffirm that he will not be deterred by the recent events and intends to live stream his speech from an unknown location. Well, yeah, I mean, he's kind of being deterred a little bit because he's not showing up live, but good for him that he is still, you know, going to do it anyway. So the quote is due to a number of credible death threats against McAfee. So last month, McAfee took to his infamous Twitter page to tell his 845,000 followers that he had been issued SEC threats to stop him working with recommending ICOs. So the SEC has a lot of work to do with that because it's not just John McAfee that is shilling ICOs. It's many YouTubers, and to be totally honest, most of the top YouTubers of crypto don't really shill ICOs anymore. Some never did. And some did, but then stopped, once all of that main drama started to occur. After BitConnect, viewers of YouTubers really got a bad taste in their mouth, and they didn't like being shilled to anymore. And basically, shilling as a YouTuber is sort of just like a death sentence to your channel. I never did in the first place, or at least I tried to avoid it as much as possible. I recommended a couple ICOs throughout my channel, but honestly, just two. And throughout the news, I've mentioned a couple that I thought would be pretty good. So it's I didn't even have a referral link to it or anything like that. So this is his old tweet from a little while ago that says, due to SEC threats, I'm no longer working with ICOs, nor am I recommending them, and those doing ICOs can all look forward to arrest. It is unjust, but it is reality. I am writing an article on an equivalent alternative to ICOs, which the SEC cannot touch, which is probably airdrops is what he was referring to. So then 4 days later, McAfee was suddenly hospitalized in North Carolina after being allegedly poisoned by his enemies. So he says, I apologize for my 3-day absence, but I was unconscious for 2 days at the Vidant Medical Center in North Carolina and just woke up. My enemies managed, I am assuming that's what that's supposed to say, it just says managed, to spike something that I ingested. However, I'm more difficult to kill than anyone can possibly imagine. Sorry, John McAfee, I kind of doubt that. You're only a man. But very unfortunate that that happened to you. It was never really said what that poison was, or if he actually was, or if it was some kind of PR stunt. But I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was, as I would like not to, if I was poisoned by my enemies, I would not like everybody saying that it was some kind of PR stunt, and I'd prefer everybody be on my side saying, hey, that's not cool, that I was poisoned. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I did mention on that, I did make a video on that on June 22nd, or maybe it was the 23rd. Either way, I did talk about that. So was it the SEC that actually poisoned him? I kind of highly doubt it, because if the SEC was going around poisoning people they didn't like, this would have been bigger news a long time ago, because the SEC is constantly busting people for various frauds or this, that, or the other thing, or just doing illegal things that are not regulated or whatever. So finally waking after spending 3 days unconscious, McAfee confirmed to his loyal following that he was still alive, broadcasted to those that tried to kill him. I know exactly who you are, he quoted, and I talked about that in the news. So not long after he posted a picture of a man on his Twitter offering a $5,000 reward for anyone that could identify the person or produce his name and or whereabouts. This picture says a $5,000 reward for anyone who can provide Jeez, John McAfee, can you just slow down a little bit on your grammar? The full name, address, and phone number of this man. No questions asked. Your confidentiality is assured. Direct message me. So here we go with a guy on a Gixxer. For anybody that doesn't ride motorcycles, Gixxers are kind of like the bottom of the barrel. Crotch rockets, and I absolutely hate them, mainly because of this one single light right here. I hate that Cyclops light. I'm much more of a Yamaha R1 and R6 fan. Even the R3 is actually a pretty good bike. and kind of a Kawasaki fan as well. But Suzukis are just kind of known. You're kind of a squid if you ride around on a Suzuki. If you don't know the term squid, it's usually somebody who rides around that doesn't know what they're doing. They usually don't ride around in gear. This guy happens to have gear. He's got one of the cool jackets. I actually have one of these jackets, not exactly like that, but it's black and it has armor on it, you know, so in case you fall, it's better than a leather jacket. So at least he's not in a total squid. But whoever that is, I guess you'll get $5,000 if you know who that is. However, one thing that's kind of interesting to me is who took this picture in the first place, and whoever took this picture is not a very good investigatory private investigator or whatever, whoever took this picture, because if they were trying to find who this specific person was, all they have to do is just, here's follow my mouse, is go right around to the backside there and take a picture of the license plate, and then you can get some work done via you know, knowing the license plate number. You know, me personally, I don't really know how to look up somebody's license plate number. I'm sure you can, and you can find their registration. So obviously John McAfee didn't take this picture because obviously he would know who he was if he knew to take a picture of this person. So whoever took it for him, get a picture of the license plate next time. That makes it a lot easier. So this is whole weird. John McAfee's a weird guy. So yeah, so I guess people are out to kill John McAfee, and I don't know, that's probably not warranted. He's a master shill, and to some degree, John McAfee is actually kind of funny. Like some of his videos, he's actually usually pretty coherent in most of his videos. Some of them are kind of funny, but I just don't like how much he charges to just to mention some coin. But to each his own, I suppose. I guess if I could make that much money just from a tweet, maybe I would. I don't know. But next article here, we have Bitcoin bat signal appears on Slovakia's central bank. So this is kind of funny. Nice trolling. 8 out of 10 trolling here. Photo and video evidence from around the capital Bratislava showed various institutions with a black and white bat logo depicting Bitcoin and Monero. The move came courtesy of the Slovak faction of a Czech cryptocurrency group Paralelní Polis, if I said that right, a long-standing initiative with a cafe, crypto hub, and other facilities in the capital Prague. The Bratislava outlet opened earlier in 2018, so uploading a video of the protest to Instagram Thursday, organizers appeared to take aim at local banks. They say we're acting hostile in a hostile manner towards cryptocurrency entities and users. So here's a picture that somebody posted on Twitter. It says, someone shined this spotlight on the National Bank of Slovakia last night, hashtag Bitcoin. And really great emojis. I'm not sure, pointing, backhand index. What is that for? What is that for? I don't know. But the flashlight one, that's pretty good. And here we can see a big, gigantic Bitcoin Batman logo. So that's kind of funny. So good job, whoever did that. 8 out of 10 trolling minimum. Okay, so I know you might be like, hey, just 8 out of 10. Hey, I said minimum, right? It could be 9 out of 10. It could be 10 out of 10. Who knows? Minimum. Last article is that the Texas State Securities Board issues cease and desist order to crypto promoters. And this doesn't necessarily mean like YouTubers or anything like that. This is like major promoters that are doing things wrong. SSB Commissioner Travis J. Elias took emergency action on July 11th, suspending a group of crypto-related companies that allegedly offered fraudulent crypto investments to state residents. According to the order, the companies are immediately suspended from offering securities in Texas until the security is registered or exempt. And offering securities, well, it depends on what they're offering. I mean, Bitcoin was deemed a non-security. Ethereum is deemed a non-security. So is that, you know, the same thing? Who knows? The order lists a Utah-based network of 3 companies: Mintage Mining LLC, Symmetry LLC, and NUI Social. According to SSB's statement, Mintage Mining offers illegal and fraudulent investments in cryptocurrency mining. So good job getting rid of those, I suppose, if these are, you know, actually fake. Symmetry is issuing a newly launched coin dubbed Kala and offering investors an opportunity to acquire Kala mining equipment. NUI Social touted as a multi-level marketing company with over 300,000 members in 140 countries, recruits individuals for the cryptocurrency investments. Now, I don't know. That doesn't sound too bad, I suppose. Multi-level marketing kind of sounds like kind of like a pyramid company, but whatever. And the second one is actually kind of interesting. So the dubbed Kala, the new coin dubbed Kala, and offering investors an opportunity to acquire Kala mining equipment. So what does that mean exactly? I haven't looked into Kala, and I honestly really don't care because there's so many cryptocurrencies at this moment that most of them are just kind of going right over everybody's head. And that may be a good thing. That may be a bad thing. I feel like most cryptos should be looked at least a little bit and understood. And because as I say, usually that one day some coin is going to come along that's just going to beat all of the other coins, or at least is going to be incredibly useful, more so than Bitcoin. That's a possibility. That possibility cannot be ruled out. It's not an objective reasoning to say that Bitcoin is going to be the best and will always be the best. So what is Kala mining equipment? You mean like a graphics card to mine? So I don't know like what specifically you need for Kala mining equipment. Like unless it's like an ASIC that's specifically designed for that specific algorithm, then I don't know what they're talking about. So the order also names BC Holdings and Investments, which is allegedly involved in sale of crypto mining investments offered by Mintage Mining, as well as Houston-based Wyatt McCullough and William Douglas Wetzel. Man, that's an incredible name. That guy has to be a billionaire. If you have a name like William Douglas Wetzel, you need to be a millionaire. Who are affiliated with NUI Social? William Douglas Wetzel. That sounds like a train tycoon in the 19th century, or like an oil tycoon. You'd be like, oh, wait, here comes William Douglas Wetzel, oil tycoon. And he comes in, he comes into the ballroom, and he's got the top hat and like the really nice like tuxedo. And, he's got to be kind of fat too, like an oil tycoon or like a train tycoon of the 19th century. Everybody else is all like skinny and ragged, but like you could tell the millionaires because they're like all like he's got a big cigar, like the comically big cigar, and maybe the monocle. I'm not sure. That seems a little too cliche, but either way. So the order cites violations of the Texas Securities Act, claiming that the companies made deceptive claims to the public, such as promising extraordinary returns of up to 250% annually, and claiming that the companies offer the investments in compliance with securities laws. It states that Symmetry failed to disclose Kala token details and provide information on the risk of crypto investments. As if anybody needs those by now. So if you don't know the risk of crypto investment, like, boy, you got a long way to go. Like, you got to go to the back of the line. Like, if you don't know about crypto anymore and you go to buy Kala token, I suppose, there should be some kind of, rules in some way, I guess, because it could be a new person that's never heard of crypto, and you could come up to them and be like, hey, 250% annual return if you invest in this. And they could be like, wow, that sounds awesome. And they'll do it, and then not realize that it's crypto and not realize that, crypto is, well, welcome to planet Earth crypto, and it could go up and down wildly. But, still at the same time, ironically, I feel like if you don't know about crypto and like how it works, or at least, I mean, you don't have to know how to like program it or how like exactly how blockchain works, but you could be an investor of it. And if you don't realize that like the price can just like wildly go wherever, and it's not set in stone that Bitcoin is going to stay at this price or go up or go down. Get in the back of the line. It's really long too. Really long. It's all the way down there. It's about 1 kilometer, and then you gotta take a right, and it goes around the block, and then get in line, and we'll teach you about it. And I don't mean to be harsh on that, but come on. Here's my fake watch. It's been a long time. So we're at 248 billion market cap. Not doing too hot, to be quite frank. But again, it is still stagnant. It's still remaining in the 6,000s. Again, not too hard to be day trading right now. This is actually kind of a good time to be day trading. This is kind of the best time to be day trading, because let me tell you, the 3 times that you can be trading And so basically, there's three kinds of markets, at least in my opinion, and this is a very oversimplification. There's a bear market in which prices are consistently going downward, and sentiment is going downward, all that stuff, yada yada. And then there's a stagnant market, and then there's a bull market where prices are consistently going up, everything's optimistic. Whereas a stagnant market, kind of a mix of both, I suppose. And a stagnant market is honestly the easiest time to trade in, because here's the thing: if you're trading in a bear market and you buy in and then the price goes up, a couple $100, which it can, and even in a bear market, and it goes up a couple $100, and you're like, I'm going to take my profit and sell, and I'm going to pick it up even lower. Well, it goes lower, and then you pick it up, and you're like, okay, I picked it up lower than I just bought it, and I'm going to make some money when it goes back up. And then, unfortunately, it's a bear market, so it just keeps going downward on you after you bought, and then you're in a little bit of trouble. Well, you can short yourself, and you can try and get it even lower and sell it at a certain price, and then try and pick it up even lower. So you lost a little bit of money because you sold it lower than you bought it. But if you pick it up, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 less, well, then you actually did pretty good, because you ended up with more Bitcoin in the end. So that's a bear market, and that's very difficult to trade in because you don't know when it's going to go down. And then there's a bull market, and if you're day trading in a bull market, it's very, very easy. But the problem is that if you buy at 5,000 and then you sell at 5,500, hoping that it's going to go to 5,500, you've seen the volume start to go down, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to sell now, and I'm going to wait for it to go to 5,300, back down to 5,300, and then buy again, and then ride it back up. But the problem is, you sold at 5,500 because the volume went way down and you thought it was going to reverse, but it didn't, and it still goes up. So you're like, okay, well, that's not a problem. I'm going to buy in at 5,700 because it rose up $200. And the problem is you missed that $200 bracket, right? You sold at 5,500, and you would have been better off just holding on to your Bitcoin. And then there's a stagnant market, which you can just always tell if it's going to go up and down. And it's been doing this for well over a month now. I would even argue that it's been going on like this for a couple months now. Although we've been, a couple months ago, it might have been 7,000. So let's say 5 weeks or so. I guess I could click and look. But either way, so about a month now, you could have been trading. You could have been buying at 6,200, selling at 6,700, buying at 6,200, selling at 6,700. And that is very, very easy to do and very lucrative. And you're not actually missing out. Whereas the bull market is the easiest, but stagnant, not too bad either. Bear market, I would just wait. Or if you're really good, short yourself and pick it up at a much lower price. But that's a risky move, and that's all on you. You know what I mean? But I hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode, and all the other episodes as well. Who knows? But that's all I have for you, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.